Got it. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Jackie Ashley, for volunteering your time to do this amazing thing for us. I know that you usually do this process for your coaching clients, and they love you to bits. So we really appreciate your time today, Jackie.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Jen. It's my pleasure. I want to keep this short and sweet and straight to the point so everyone can get the most out of it. And I know time is precious for them. So let's get into it, Jen.
Okay, perfect. I think that the easiest way for us to do this is for me to probably ask you a series of questions. So I've only got a few here, so it'll be nice and quick for you. And it should help people to get a little bit more clarity around, firstly, around the whole idea of goal setting. So my first question to you, Jackie Ashley, is what are goals? What really are goals in your words?
Okay, I'll tell you what Wikipedia explanation is, and then I'll share you mine. How's that? So Wikipedia is a goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. So for me, it's something that we endeavor to achieve, that we want to be able to achieve, basically. Right. So do you want me to elaborate, or do you want to go through the questions?
Yes, elaborate.
So it's like if you want something, it's an idea, it's something that you want to have, you want to achieve, right? It could be something like, I want to make $10,000 a month, or even something simple is I want to be able to successfully climb that rock, right? Or is something like I want to lose 5 kilos. So it's something that you want to achieve and have a desired end result.
Okay, perfect. So now the other thing. So I guess can I actually give a one sentence on what I think goal setting a goal is? For me, honey, a goal is when we have ideas and aspiration and we bring it into fruition.
Correct.
That's right. So that's for me. So for my goal, every time I think about goal, I think, okay, what ideal aspiration I have that I really want to bring into fruition. So that brings me to the next question on what are the purpose of goal setting? What are the purpose of goals? Sorry, what is the purpose of goals? Not goal setting. What is the purpose of having goals?
Okay, so I'm gonna put the why and the purpose together, because I think this is really, really important to understand. A goal setting is like, it's like having something to give you direction, having something to aim at, something to give you focus. Think of it this: you've got an arrow, you're at an archery, right? You've got an arrow, but you've got no target. So then where do you shoot? Where do you go? So for me, goal setting is like having a target, having something there so that it can give you direction, it can give you focus, it can give you guidance, it can motivate you, right? We have this big vision, right? But to get to the big vision, we actually have goals that actually get us. So goals are common like stepping stones, things that we kind of need to, a stepping stone to get to where we want, right? So that is also, that's the purpose of goal. But it's important because it gives us something to aim at and gives us focus. Without goals, where do you aim at? Where do you go, right?
Yep, perfect. I love it. A sense of direction. It gives us the path, and it gives us a pretty much clarity as well, doesn't it?
Right.
Okay, so my next question for Jackie is, why do we need to set goals? So now that we understand that it gives us a sense of direction, it gives us path, it gives us, purpose and clarity, why do we need to set goals?
Again, it comes back to setting goals. Why it's important to set goals, because without goals, you have nothing to aim at. Goals help us to move forward. It helps us to progress so that we can achieve the things that we want. So we can bring that idea into friction, right? We can bring that thing that we want into our life. And so that's why that is really important.
So would you say by setting goals, we're actually putting the energy behind the thought?
By setting goals, we're putting the energy behind the goal, but we're the energy behind the goal to allow it to move, to allow things to happen, right?
Yep. Okay. So then my next question to you, honey, is then if we all understand about what goals are and the purpose of goals and why we need to set the goals, then why is it that people are still setting goals and most of the time they fail to achieve the goals that they set?
I'll tell you, some people do achieve their goals. I think that the reason why, let me explain why people don't achieve their goals. There's a few reasons why. First of all, the first is rather a goal, it's more of intention. They like the idea, but is it really important to them? Not really, right? Oh, I like the idea of having this, or I like the idea of doing that. However, if it's not important to you, you're more likely not going to prioritize it and do it and work on it, right? Most of other people's goals are goals of other people too, of what other people think you should be doing. But then ask yourself, is that really important to me as well? Right? Another reason why people don't achieve their goals is because they don't have any plans. You have something that you want to achieve, but without planning before or knowing what to do beforehand to get to that, you're not going to be able to achieve it. You can't just sit there and meditate. I want to lose 5 kilos. It'll be great if I could do that.
Me too. Right. I'll put my hand up for that real fast.
But, I want something to happen. I also need to plan, right, to work out how I could make that happen. So, a goal is a target, but we do need a plan to get there.
Yeah. So basically the plan or the roadmap, whatever we want to call it, we need to have something that gives us clarity on the activity. Yeah.
The other thing is clarity.
Yeah.
Clarity, right? They don't know really what their goal is. So you're not sure, you're not very specific enough in terms of what you want, you're not going to be able to achieve it, right? And the last biggest thing I think is quite important to bring up is fear. And that also depends on how big the goal is or how, right? So when they create something so big, right, they're really scared on how they can get there. Or even a goal, for example, if I say I'm going to go bungee jumping, right, that's quite scary. So, but doesn't mean that we can't achieve it, right? But again, it comes back to all these other reasons as to why you want to achieve that goal. Right. So understanding, and I'm gonna take you through a process so you know exactly what to do in order for you to achieve a goal.
Yeah, Jackie. Yeah, Jackie. I just want to quickly ask you too. When you touch on a very strong word there that I think is applicable to a lot of people, and you talk about fear. So, do you find? Can you expand on fear? Is it fear of judgment of what other people judge us because we dare to set this goal, or is it fear of failure that we think, what, I don't think I have the capacity to, or what is that fear around that you find from your experience?
Where normally people think of fear is usually fear of the unknown. Fear of being judged, fear of failure, right? Fear of not participating, fear of participating in the wrong way, right? So they all have some sort of fear that kind of stops us. Yeah, procrastination isn't really procrastination. A lot of it actually comes down to fear too. So that's another story. But yeah.
But I think that's why lots of people love you and pay you so much money to actually go and take them through, get rid of all this fear. Fear, cross, fear, cross. So Jackie is helping you to knock down these fears.
But there is a process actually that can definitely help you. And it's because at the end of the day, our brain is like this, Jen. Our brain is like 3 checkpoints. You want to get to Yes Town, you have to go through 3 checkpoints. Right. And that's another, like, for, you know, because today's about goal setting.
That's another session for another time. But also the other one I want to touch on is the fact that my experience is sometimes I find that people are not achieving their own goals because they don't own their goals.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because it's someone else's goal, or they think it's a great idea. So remember back, I said, a lot of it's like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that too. But it's all kind of like around good intentions, but it's not really like, oh yeah, I really want to do it. It's could be someone mentioning, oh yeah, I'm going to lose weight. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I sound like, yeah, I kind of need to do, maybe I should do that too. But it's not something that really resonates with them. You'll see them 10 minutes later or half an hour, they go, okay, what are we going to order? Something whole big meal, right?
So do you think a lot of people approach goal as a fashionable thing, rather with a fashionable attitude, rather than having the courage to fully commit? And I think that owning your goals and have the courage to fully commit to own your goal, that's on another level, isn't it? Like the mindset is actually on another level.
Having the courage is to commit to the goal is very different. And that's also why most resolutions, right, New Year's resolutions kind of all fade, right? Because it's a great idea, but okay, really, what is the commitment behind it? And how important really is that for you as well?
Yeah. And Jackie, that brings me to the next question. I guess my last question to you is really, how do we breathe life into our goals and keep it alive? You know, it's almost like, you know, when you're writing something, it's just there. It's like fixed. There's no movement, there's no motion, there's no breath, there's no life. So how do we bring our goals to life? So by that, I mean, you know, what nurturing daily activities do we need to implement to keep our goals alive and kicking?
All right, Jen, I'm going to share with you a goal setting tool first and how we do that. And I think that's really, really important. So people have a bit of a strategy or a tool that they can use. Now, I'm sure everyone has heard of the SMART goal. Now, today I'm going to share with you a goal that I've learned, which is very useful and I find more effective, which is called the START goal. Okay, so I'm going to just share this with you. So can you see the screen?
Yep. Thank you, Jackie, thank you.
Okay. So first of all, this is called the START goal. The first thing in a START goal is that it's got to be specific. You've got to know what you want, right? In order for goals to really work, you've got to know really, what is it that you really want? Is it that you want to lose 5 kilograms, you know, or is it that you want to earn $10,000, or what is it specifically that you want? The clearer that you are, the easier. Vision is different to goals. Goals are more specific. You need to be a bit more specific when you're setting goals, right? So the next word is time, okay? There has to be a start. When you're going to start, how are you going to maintain it? When it's going to be finished? When you want to achieve this goal by? So let's say, for example, you know, I want to earn $10,000. When? How? $10,000 a month, or is it $10,000 a year? And when do I need to start earning this by? Because there's a process in between to get to that point. Does that make sense? If you have any questions along the way, just please ask me. Yeah. So it's really important to kind of to write down, what is it, when is it that you would want to achieve this? The next is, okay, this is a big reason why a lot of people don't also achieve their goals. Because is it achievable for you? Do you believe that you can achieve it? Because I can tell you, one of the checkpoints is, if you don't believe that you can achieve a goal, you won't, right? So you've got to ask yourself, is it achievable? And is it immeasurable, right? I want to earn $1 million in a month. For some people, they can certainly believe that, and they can do it. But for a lot of people, for some people, $1 million a month, is that really achievable for me right now where I'm at? So you got to look at where you are at right now and where you want to go. Is it really achievable to getting that goal? So achievable and also measurable as well. How are you going to measure that goal? How you know that you're going to achieve it? Now, when you're talking about bringing this into friction and nurturing, Jen, these are when we look at little habits. So you've got a goal, but the little tasks that you do, or the little habits, the little things that you do along the way to help you to achieve the goals. So it's really understanding what these are and writing them down. What is it that I need to do every day in order for me to reach to that end goal? It doesn't have to be a lot of things. And for so many people, they think, I've got to do all these things. I've got to do all this, right? You can just pick one thing. What is the one thing that I could do every day to help me get towards my goal? Remember, your goal, it's also about progressing. Your goal will change as well as you get towards the target. You might get closer and you realize, actually, that is a bigger goal, so I'll have to readjust. I might have to readjust my plan and my strategy to get there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now this is the R. R is your reason. This is why I love this, because you need to know why you want this goal. For a lot of people, their why, first of all, isn't important or not there, or someone else's. But the why has to be strong enough for you to want it. That is going to move you forward. You really want to know why. Why is it that I want it? Who is it for? Is it just for me? Your environment? Who do I want this goal for? For writing that down to, do I want it for my family? Do I want it for, what will it do for me to achieve this goal? Because until you dig deeper, this is the area where you really need to dig deeper, because when you understand why, and you've got a bigger motivation to get you, you're more likely to move. Yeah. So that's really important. Why? Because I'm doing it for my children right now, or because I need to get out of a poor situation. I need to get out of debt, and I just really want to get there. Why? Is it important, and why? Okay. Yeah. T is today. T is the trigger. What needs to happen for you need to move? I would say also task. What is the thing that you need to do? What is the thing that I need to do today to start my goal? When? What? Right? What is it that I need to do? I need to write down the steps. What are some of the steps that I need to take? What are some of the tasks that I need to take? What is the one thing? What are all the things I can do, but what is the one thing I can action on today that is going to move me forward? Because it's an inspired action, right, that is going to help you through. And visualizing this goal. So how I achieve goals is by writing this down. I'm going to show you how to write it down. But then by visualizing it every single day that you've achieved this goal. Because by visualizing your goal, what it does a few things. It activates the reticular activating system here, this part of the midbrain, which almost allows you to suddenly have your blinkers on and everything is wet. It's almost like, when you think of something, like say, for example, you think of a Mercedes, and all of a sudden around you, next thing you know, all you see is Mercedes, correct? So visualization is something that really helps you to really make this alive as well, because the feelings of it and how you want to feel when you achieve this goal. Okay. So now, knowing this goal, it's important for you to write it down. So this is how you write this goal down. Okay. For an example, remember, what is the last thing that has to happen for you to achieve the goal? So let's take, for example, my, before I started this business, okay, as a coach, right? this is how we write the goal. We write it as if it already has happened. So it is now 19th of April, 2011. And I had just signed up my 10th coaching client at the grounds of Alexandra. Can you see how specific that is? I also noticed my feelings. Write down, what is it that you want to feel when you achieve that goal? Because at the end of the day, when we achieve something, it's not the results, but it's what it makes us feel, right? It makes us feel content or complete or happy, or so that is really important. As you're writing this down, I want you to visualize it. Visualize the goal coming up and notice the feeling, because that what it does is then it primes your brain into making this happen for you. Now, right, the next thing is this goal was important. Reason, this talks about your why. This goal was important to me because I want to be able to be a role model for my daughter, to create a better world for her to grow in and transform many people's lives. Okay, that was my why. And you can go even more deeper. I encourage you to go even dive deeper in this. I'm just giving this as a sample, but I want you to go even deeper to this. Why? Why would it help your family? Who will it help? Why will it help you? What will it do for you? Then you go back, the first steps that I took, the steps that I took to reach this goal, because this is when the planning happens. And you then start to write some of the things that you need in order for you to achieve this goal. Right, so the first steps I took towards achieving this goal was to sign up a coaching course, right? Start coaching 3 people I already know for feedback and practicing the 5 business development steps. See, my goals didn't explain a lot of the things, but it was a starting point, correct? As you start to work towards a goal, you will make a longer task for that, and you can then break it down. So does that help, Jen?
Yes, yeah. Yes, definitely. What I love most of what you just say out of the start process is the R. And I think that's where a lot of people don't have because the R will give us the clarity, like you say, but a lot of people will probably struggle there because they don't have the courage to actually dig deep. And like you were saying, go deeper and go deeper. Sometimes, okay, so why is that a necessity? How is that going to help me? Who else is going to help? And how would that change their life? And what benefit can they get? And if they're already there, what does that look like? You know, and I think if it takes courage to actually willing to be honest and go there, you know, to have this dream. And I think you also, when you're talking about engaging the 5 senses, I think by writing it down, when you're saying how it makes you feel, by engaging the 5 senses, you could actually feel it, see it, touch it, almost. It actually does bring the goals into life, and it keeps it alive if we actually view it on a daily basis.
Correct. So when we write this down, it's really important as we're writing, we read it and we feel it, we see it. We use all our 5 senses to connect with it, because here's the thing, what it does is when we actually connect, it's like gratitude. When you connect to that state, that actually raises our vibration. Because what happens is okay, I'm going to be very brief on this, but I need to share this. We all are energetic beings, okay? We have an electromagnetic field around that, and within that electromagnetic field, we put out information within that. So by doing this, right, this puts us in a certain state, which creates a electromagnetic field, which then what happens, what it does is it then projects it out there to match what we want. And that also helps us to increase our belief as well. When we really connect our 5 senses, we connect with our why, we connect with seeing it. Because when you see it, it's almost like possible. Because when you think it's possible, it's a different feeling, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
It's really about raising our feelings, and vibration around that.
Yes, thank you, Jackie, for explaining to us in very simple and direct term of the process of manifestation. A lot of people use the word, but I don't think they understand what it means, or they need to be quite congruent. If people want to manifest, they have to be very congruent. And the first thing that it starts, I find, I don't know, Jackie, where you're sitting on this, but for me, is thought. Thought is the most important, thought is our biggest weapon, I think. Thought are our biggest weapon, our sharpest weapon, if we actually know how to use it. And everything begins with a thought. And then from a thought, it stems out certain sensation and feeling. So maybe, Jackie, you want to elaborate on that a little bit more?
Here's the thing. Let's talk about manifestation for a second. Manifestation is really when you have a thought. Here it comes to the alignment. Now, what does the alignment mean? It means that you believe something, but you want something. Okay, here's the thing. Most people want something, but their belief is here. So very different levels, right? It's almost like you're trying to tune into a radio station, but you can't tune in. In order for you to tune in to a radio station, you need to be on the same frequency, right? So the frequency of what you want and the frequency of what you believe is very different. So therefore, you don't get it. However, if you want something, you believe that you can have it, you're on the same frequency. And what actually allows you to manifest it is the action, to take inspired action aligned with your belief and feelings, right?
Okay.
The thought and the feelings and the belief, right? And the inspired action that allows us to do it. But here's the problem. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing with manifestation. A lot of us focus on living in the past. Our results is usually based on because we think about, oh, we did in the past, so I can't do it. Oh, because this comes up, so oh no, that in the past you couldn't do it, so I'm not going to do it. We're not in the creating mode. So it's really important to get into the habit of really focusing on what you want. And at the end of the day, manifesting is really about focusing on creating. And actually, it's like gym. It's like going to the gym every day. You need to work on your body, right? Mindset, fitness is the same. We need to work on every day on our mindset to get to the things that we want, so we can change the vibration of the cells within our body so that we can manifest that into us. And that actually needs work. So doing this, you can't just do it one day and then forget about the next day and then it doesn't work. It has to be consistent. It needs to be every day. It's like you're drinking the same cocktail every day, so you get the same recipe, right? And the same drink. But if you want to change your cocktail, you want to drink a different cocktail, you first have to change the ingredients, you have to change everything, but you need to drink that same thing every day, right? That takes time. And it's really taking, it's getting your mindset into the habit of doing that.
Wow, that's a lot of good content there, Jackie. So basically, if you want, let me get this straight. If you want to your belief to find your goals, you've got to raise your vibration, because otherwise your belief cannot find your goals. You need to take off the blindfold so that your belief can find your goals.
You got to believe that you can achieve that goal, basically, right?
Yes.
You got to believe that you can achieve it. Because if you don't believe that you can achieve it, then you're not going to achieve it. That's simple as that. And but the thing is, you just need to work on your mindset around that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So Jackie, when people, lastly, I just want to touch on this point here. When people think about, New Year resolution, setting goals, they set goals in one area. But do you actually think it's possible to have, like, every year, set your health goals, your wealth goal, your relationship goals? And to me, the most important thing is your self goal. And I think a lot of people sometimes forget to set their self goal. And to me, what I mean by self goal is, to nurture yourself, time for self, personal development, mindset, fitness, growth, and of course, the area of interest. As we grow and as we move through life, there are different things that comes up in our life that suddenly it might spark an interest in us. And I think that I usually have sort of like organize a space for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really think that this is what I do with my clients every 3 months, is that go through the wheel of life, right? Because here's the thing, One area affects another area. That's what life is. So setting goals for your health, for your wealth, for your relationship, for your spirituality, for your personal growth. All these areas are really important. It's not just to focus on one area, because when you focus on one area specifically, just focus on business, because here's the thing, your other areas is going to affect your business. If you want the wheel ride to run smoothly, you have to set areas in all those different areas in your life as well. And that's really important, because at the end of the day, it's about the balance, right? Because they all actually, if they all coexist, they all interact and they affect each other.
Oh my God, that's so true, because the wheel, we need to make it as round as possible for smooth sailing, isn't it? For smooth rolling.
Right? Otherwise, So, that's why it's really important, because while you're setting, you can be focusing so much on your business, but here's the thing, your business also affects your personal life in some ways. People say, oh no, I don't bring work to home. However, subconsciously you do. So you really need to work on not just the business, but your personal life, because your personal life, if it improves, can also affect your business in a positive way. And likewise with all the different other areas in your life as well, right? So it's really important to really set goals in all those different areas, and just every 3 months, reflect on them. Look at, okay, why didn't that work? Or what is it that I want? Or actually, what is it that I really want in that area now?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's about just refining it and jigging it until you kind of get it right. And with everything else, we can't get it right up the first time. So it's the whole process of just keep doing it. And that's why we talk about activity, isn't it? To keep doing it and working it and fixing it. Yeah.
Yeah, because Jen, here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's about progress. You're moving forwards. Our goals will always change, right? We might set something and we achieve it, but then sometimes when we want that particular, something else might change. So we might just change a little bit. So it's really important that you keep looking, we keep reviewing, we keep looking at it, because that also keeps us moving forward, right? That also motivates us.
Yep. Okay. So is there anything last minute that you want to add? I think that's...
No, I think we've covered more than enough. I think we have gone more than I would say manifesting and goal setting.
No, I was just thinking it's only just past half an hour. I think we've got, like you've mentioned, you've covered a lot there, Jackie, and I think everyone should be looking at this. So maybe you can set a challenge for everyone and then we can wrap up. What are you going to challenge people, Jackie?
Okay. Well, I challenge everyone actually to have a look at what their 6 months goals might be over the next or even 3 months. So for some people, 6 months. Let's start off with 3 months. What is it you would like to achieve over the next 3 months? And I want you to just write down for each of these areas and use the START goal setting tool to help you through that. So 3 months. I usually do at the beginning of the year, a 3 months, a 6 months, and a 12 months. And obviously I have a 5-year one. Yeah.
So Jackie, maybe later on you can put in there, attach the after the video, the message, just the wheel of life, because you were talking about that, and then get them to fill out their 3 months and 6 months and just keep it for themselves. And then of course we can revisit next time with Jackie and Ashley again, and people can come in and ask questions, because I know that this is really last minute, guys. So we're trying to fit everything in last minute for you guys. So when you have time, do watch this video. Completely watch the video from start to finish and get onto the challenge that Jackie's just given you, and let's see how we go.
Yeah. So yeah, I love to see all these goals settings. Have a look, send it through to us. I would love to read it out and go through it with you guys.
Yes, I'm not sure if everybody wants to send their goals in, Jackie, but if for those
who just have them.
So it's more for yourself, but for those who have the courage and wants to share, and definitely can help you dissect it. If you were to send it in and she's going to help you dissect it, then it will be, broadcast to everyone. But if you want to quietly keep your goals to yourself, do that too. There's no, but the challenge, that is not part of the challenge. The challenge is to set your goals for 3 and 6 months.
Yeah, just set it and just say, I've done it. There you go. Yep. That's enough. We trust you. All
right. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Have a lovely one, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.